So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Bandwidth. I am Rosie, your host, and we have another week that we're here together to get yourself together to get on camera. So, as usual, thank you for tuning in. If you have a couple of call to actions for you guys. If you're not subscribing to our channel, please make sure that you subscribe. If you know one person that could benefit from this conversation, definitely share that with them. And also, if you're not following us on IG, please do so. Thank you to the Style True team for putting this together. That is Eugene and Jennifer. And a couple of housekeeping things. If you have questions for me or the guests, please definitely put it in the comments section and the scroll up, and we will get to it during the conversation or definitely to your questions after the conversation. So today, our title is Putting It Into Practice, a live demo of showing up on camera. And so we have Chip here. He's a man of many hats. He's a speaker, educator, photographer, and videographer. And so excited to have him here. So now I would like Chip to join us and we can start this conversation. Hey, Chip, how are you?
Hey, Rosie, thanks a lot for having me. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me here tonight. I'm excited about our conversation.
Yes. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself? I gave a brief introduction.
Yeah, so I started, a while ago. It shows my age with this gray hair. So I started about maybe 15, almost 17 years ago doing photography and videography at a local church. About 6 years into it, a friend of mine in 2010 asked me to do a wedding, and I'm known for weddings, and I've been doing weddings for about 11 years, but I've been doing training with video, live streaming, even though with COVID, live streaming is real popular now, right? So stuff like this that we're doing, and got to start in the church. And like anybody, media ministry, I always tell my mentees, I say, if you want to do something, volunteer at a church or nonprofit and get what you got to get done and get it out of the way. And then once you get clients, paying clients, you can get them from that organization. So that happened back then. But I've been doing it for a while. And I was a teacher before I became full-time doing this. I was teaching in Baltimore City. I'm from Maryland, outside of the Baltimore area. So I was teaching for a while and teaching photography and videography, high school and at the college level. Mm-hmm. So that's my real passion about helping people. And like I said, I do a lot of stuff, but my real passion is teaching and helping people, entrepreneurs, photographers, and creatives grow their business. And that's what I really love to do.
Okay. Now, one thing I do agree with, going to church to get your start. So that's how I started too, with the whole showing up. You know, I was just so nervous all the time. So I started doing the announcements at the church. And so that is true. If you need to get your start, the church is a good way to do it. Because they're like, bless your heart, you did a good job. But really, you did not. But
exactly. How many singers have gotten their start in church? How many business people? That's your first like test audience. And then once you go, it's like, okay, let's see what's going on.
You know? Yes. So let's just dive in. Now, what about the tools that individuals need once they decide to, take that leap and go live and show up on video?
So there's a lot of tools, of course, that people really need. And of course, first, I always start with like what they say in Hollywood: lights, camera, then action. That's the lights behind me. I'll show in my live demo what I use, and then I'll share my screen. And when you think about tools, people think of a money pit, right? So you think of things that, oh my God, I got to spend all of this money. And nowadays, when I first started 10, 15 years ago, it was a lot of money. Editing software was so expensive. Cameras were very expensive. Now it's not as expensive as it used to be. So one of the tools I use, and I'll explain this a little bit later, are my lights. Of course, a good microphone. I don't have the microphone on me tonight, but even if I were on camera, if I want to do this, I have something called a lavalier mic that I can plug into Zoom. I have that. And then we have I'm just showing you some other stuff I have here, Rosie. A headset mic. I look like a bill collector when I wear it, so I don't really wear it. I look like I want to take your order either at Chick-fil-A or something like that. So, but it's a good microphone. If I'm not on camera, if I'm recording audio or a podcast, this is a good microphone. And these are just from Amazon. This is just for like if you're on Zoom like we are, or you're on where a lot of people are on Zoom, or if you're doing just something with your webcam, you can plug these very cheap, just under $30 to get these microphones and plug it right into your computer, and they'll get pretty good audio. Now, that's just here. That's just for a local computer. And so those are some of the tools that I use. And in my presentation, I'll share a little bit. I don't know if I can share my screen or not, but let me see if I share my screen. But so the question you asked me about what the tool. So lights, of course, audio, of course, and then of course the camera. And a lot of times people have cell phone cameras. So that's the first thing, that the cell phone cameras, if you have Android, iPhone, they're pretty good cameras, really good actually cameras. Years ago when they first started, they weren't that great, but now they do the job. I mean, I have something here right in my home office that I hold my camera phone with. This is from Amazon, like $15. And it's just a little stand that you put a cell phone right in. And then I just plop my cell phone in, and then I'm able to like have it here and do a live stream, an Instagram live or a Facebook live right from my phone, instead of me holding it or propping it up somewhere. So I know in the age of COVID, everybody is doing everything from home. So webcams are sold out, all these little gadgets. So a lot of people probably have a lot of these gadgets, and that's just one of the things. So let me share my screen here, Rosie. Let me see if I can share my PowerPoint here. Okay. So I talked about myself a little bit here. That is a picture of me at a live stream when I was doing a live stream. And
it looks like it's recent. You have the mask on.
Yeah, it is recent. It was earlier this year. Yeah, we all know what 2020 pictures look like, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We know exactly what they look like. I don't know. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah.
My PowerPoint? Okay.
Yes.
Great. So yeah, this is more of a live stream setup that I have, Rosie. So it's more advanced, but when I'm doing things, this was at a wedding. So we were live streaming that. And that's where a lot of our business has been with me, my team, we've been doing that. But here's the tools that we need. So a camera that shoots 1080 HD, and that is just, every camera does that. So you don't even have to worry about that nowadays. Every TV you buy usually is high definition. So a wireless or wired microphone, which I kind of showed you. Lights, I prefer an LED light, and then editing software or app, a phone or your computer. Unless it's a live show like this, you don't need it really edited that well at all. You just need some type of, if you want something that's out there for the public consumption, sometimes you just want to put a title on it or something like that. There's an app I use called InShot Pro. It's an iPhone app. I don't know if it's Android. I think it is for the phone. InShot, and I can I'll send you the link to these later. But it's not free, but it's a good app to edit things in a phone and put titles and other stuff on there and stuff like that. So I want to make sure that makes sense. You had another question for me? I just want to make sure I don't want to just.
No, that's good. So the camera, they can get started with, like you said, basically their phone. Everybody has that. Yes. I do have a question as far as when they should bring in like the lavalier mic. Because I know that your camera is, kind of like all in one with the audio. So when do you think that that's necessary?
Yeah, so I like having a lavalier mic sooner than later if you can have one, because you can put actually this lavalier mic that I have right here, this inexpensive one, this is like $20. You could put this right in your phone with the attachment. So this has a little round, you can't really see it here, but I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. But you see this little round attachment here. And of course the iPhone doesn't have that. So you need the little, plug. I have one around here.
Yeah.
Here it is, here. The little dongle, you need this little, right? If you have an iPhone, you just put this in here like that. Sooner than later, because when you plug this in, you'll get better audio. Now you don't want to have it where it could just be hanging or dangling from there. So I usually put it under my shirt or put it somewhere, and you get better audio. You see it all the time. Like if you watch CNN, if you watch MSNBC, people usually have AirPods on. You ever see that? They all have AirPods on, You watch when they're interviewed in the house, or they'll have like a little. You'll see, or you'll see in their reflection of glass, they have a ring light. Like everybody has ring lights these days, right? So I don't mind ring lights. I don't own one, but I get it. I know ladies, y'all love ring lights, right?
No, I actually have a different setup, but everybody does. Yes.
Everybody has a ring light, right? So I get it. But this is a $20 mic at Amazon, and it works just fine. The only disadvantage with this is that it's wired. So if you're walking far, or if you're trying to walk, if you're moving around, it can get kind of tangled. So that's the only thing about a wired microphone. But if you're standing still or sitting still, which most of us are on Zoom or on meetings, it'll just take your stuff up. And here's the thing, right? At the end of the day, we want our stuff to look good. Nobody comes on camera because, first of all, we're shy anyway. A lot of people are shy, and they're like, "Oh my God, well, I got to get my hair done, my makeup done, comb my hair, my beard, or whatever." And then it's just, we want to make sure that we sound good and we look good. So, of course, I didn't put the microphone in here, so don't judge me. I could have put it on there, but I'm just want to use the regular microphone like that. Then another microphone I use. This is a more, this is a wireless microphone. This is called a Rode microphone. I'll show you a link to this.
Okay.
And this works really well. And then this is a microphone itself, and then I have a attachment I can plug it right into this. So this is a wireless, and look how tiny this is. So this can go, Rosie, literally, this can go right in on my shirt right here and go like this and be plugged in, and I can talk, and you will see a clip, or I can put it down and hide it in my shirt. I had it on, and someone, and like with you with a turtleneck on, you can either put it under, if you have undershirt, or clip it right here, or the undergarment, you can clip it right on there, and it would get great audio. And I did that just on the shoot I did the other day. I had a lady with a turtleneck on, and we clipped it right undershirt she had on.
And then with that, because I know a lot of people are so concerned about the tech stuff, they get tripped up on it, it confuses them. So when you start using like the Rode, if I'm pronouncing it right, is that when you come in with like a separate audio that you have to combine those? So is that something you have to think about, or no?
Well, not really, because you don't need that. These things go plug right into a camera. So I have a camera, and I'm going to show you a camera that I have here, and I'm going to show you the lights too with the camera here. But this microphone, and it plugs right into a camera that has a jack. This doesn't. It could work for a phone. I've never used that Rode microphone with a phone. Quite sure it could. There's attachments for everything, but it plugs right into a camera, and then you can just. It's wireless. So I like wireless. The only thing is this doesn't have batteries. You have to charge it, so you have to make sure it's charged. Like anything else I've been on shoots, it's like, oh my God, if I got to charge the batteries to the mic. And with a wire mic, you don't have to charge anything. So it's just a lot of points of failure. You just have to be prepared for that kind of stuff. So I'm one that be prepared and have everything together and plan. If you're doing a video shoot yourself, or if you're paying somebody to do it, they should have all that stuff prepared and a lot laid out. But the bottom line is that, and I teach people this in classes, is that people can forgive bad video, but they can't forgive bad audio. Think about if you're watching something, Rosie, and you can't really hear it. It's like, oh my God, it's frustrating. I'm turning it off.
Yeah.
The video, if it's not that great, it's like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
But if I can't hear you, I don't want any parts of it.
So what is it, like 3 minutes or something they give you before they be like, oh, I can't do it? I think something.
Yeah, probably quicker than that. If the audio is coming in, think about it. If we're watching this live stream, and if I'm like, oh my God, tech issue. We all been on webinars and live streams, and we've probably done, Rosie, that the tech and the audio is not connecting and something not working. And then we like, I'm out, like 30 seconds, right? It's probably like 3 minutes. 3 minutes if I know you personally. If I don't know you personally, I'm giving you 20 seconds or 30 seconds. And especially if you're a speaker. So I'm not sure if your audience are speakers or entrepreneurs, or I don't know, but I know if you're trying to get your message across, you want to have those lights and the audio with that. So I'm going to show you a quick link of the audio stuff real quick, and just show you, because I know people are curious about, well, how much does this stuff cost? I can't get all the stuff. You get it from Amazon. So I'm going to just show you, first I'm going to show you the microphone that goes on there. I had it pulled up here.
And
But
while
you
you're
have
doing that, they don't always have to do that, all at once. Like you can gradually grow your, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just want people, because a lot of people, they think about it and they're like, I'm just trying this out, just talking to some people. They just now want to start interviewing people on Zoom. So they don't want to make that investment. But the things that you have been showing us is very cost effective. But a lot of people get scared when they be like, okay, I got to buy all this stuff.
Yeah. They can. So what I want to show you right now, I'm going to share my screen. And this is the microphone that I have. And this is not going to break a bank at all. So let me just show you this microphone right here. So this is $33. This is the same one I have, and it's called Professional Microphone for Recording YouTube, Interview, Video, Conference, Podcast. And you see how it has all these things on it. See how you can put the lavalier clip on there.
Yes.
You have that for compatibility, and different things. So I don't know if they have the headset, but it's $33. You can't hold on. The reviews look up like for all the reviews are pretty good right here. So you can get these professional grade lavalier microphones, like I said, for $30 some, and they have all the attachments and everything there. So that's that right there. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. Now, the only thing, like I said, it is a wired mic, and that's fine. If you're not moving around a whole bunch, it works real fine. And I have one right here. Like I said, I use it like all the time. I use it all the time. So I didn't use it tonight, but I use it. So I'm going to show you the Rode microphone that I have, and this is the Go mic. So let's call the Rode Go mic. I just want to make sure I have two Rode microphones. So it's just a brand I use, but you can get a cheaper version of it, and you can go and get that. So let me show you the one I have. And it's called.
And I heard that was a good brand, and also Shure. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, Shure is another good brand. I'm not an audio guru, but I know enough. So I know enough. So they have. Let me just share my screen one more time, and show another one. But the Shure is a good one. They use that in a lot of churches and ministry. So this is the one that I have. There's this white. They have the $200 one, then they have the $99 one. These are like the knockoff ones that are fine, but these are just, this is the one this is a premium pack. You don't need that one. But then they have some other smaller ones, but you know what I mean, that you can get. Like I said, I have this one right here. This is a $199, but then you get the $99 one. But it comes with all of the wireless packs, and they're very small that you can use on a shoot. And then they go right into a camera, okay? So they go right to a camera. So, and then I'm just showing a whole bunch of tech stuff, so I know I don't want to get too technical here. But this right here, you asked me to show stuff. So this right here is one of my favorite cameras, Rosie. It's called a Sony ZV-1. It's for vlogging, and it's very small, and it's under, let me see how much this is about. It's under, I know it's under $700, maybe $700, but I know it may sound like a lot, but for a camera this small, and it does come with this tripod. I bought that separately thing. It's like for vlogging. It's pretty good for if you're on the go. Say if you're interviewing somebody, you don't want to carry up your phone,
Yeah.
And you want to carry something else, and I use it all the time. Okay. It's 700. Let me show you this. Let me share my screen right here one more time.
And while you're doing that, I know you said you can use that instead of your phone. So what's the benefit of using that instead of your, is it better video? What are some of the pros and cons?
Yeah, so this one, if I'm spending $800 for this and I got a $1,000 iPhone or whatever phone you got, you're like, well, what? Well, say if you don't have enough storage on your phone, first of all, for video, right? Save that, and then if you want to connect a professional microphone to it, you could do that. Say if you want to shoot, this shoots, iPhones and Android shoot 4K. If you want to get stuff on a flash drive, a flash card, that's SD card, this is just good for behind the scenes, because let's be honest, there's sometimes that you want to use your phone, you want to use your phone just to be a phone, not to be a camera. Let's say you're out and about and you don't have enough battery, because we always don't have enough charge, right?
Yeah.
We always don't have enough charge. So this is a camera that I use for behind the scenes. Of course, I have another camera that's more professional, but this works very well. And for the price point, you don't need lenses. The only difference about this is that it does not have good battery life on it. So you have to buy extra batteries, but I I use this for a lot of stuff, and it looks just as good as a phone or even better. Okay, and I use this for traveling, and it's like when I say it's small, it's very, very compact. So I'm going to show you just a length of it. So this is it compared to a phone, and you look at it right back to back. You see how tiny this is, and then I can hook this big microphone up to it, right, and just like that, and then just interview somebody just with another like Rode little microphone or something like that. So I think that's one of the benefits of it. Now it is a pain to carry something else along. Trust me, I know it is a pain. It's something else to keep track of more stuff. But if you're doing a lot and you don't, we're always. I don't know anybody. You'll get a 128 gig phone and you're always out of storage, right? I mean, I don't care if you get a 600 gig phone, you'll always run out. That's just facts, right? That's just facts, right?
So no, I'm glad you said that, because the storage thing is real, and then running out of the battery life is real. So I just wanted to let the audience know, some benefits of maybe, going that route. And also, like, when should you upgrade? So if you invest in that $700 and something camera, do you ride it out until it doesn't work anymore, or do you invest every 3 years? Like, how do you look at once you spend money on your equipment? When do you upgrade?
So my only thing with this camera, my stuff that I get, I try to do with this small camera. I got this in 2020. It came out like May or April, May. So just did research on like everybody else, because everybody always say, Chip, what's the best camera to get? And the best camera I always say is the one that's on you, right? So it's your phone. That's what you always start with first, right? So if you go to your phone after you exhausted all that, and how often do you upgrade your phone? Some people do every 2 years. Some people jump every year, right? I say with camera equipment and lights and stuff, I say you keep it for a minimum of 2 years, 2 good years. 3 years to max, because that by then technology has moved. But if you keep it in 2 years, here's a secret. What I do all the time is that I can sell the stuff. Now you won't make 800 like I paid for it, but by 2021 or 2022, I can make $400 off of this. Maybe, so I can make half of the money back if I keep it in good shape. You can sell things on Facebook Marketplace. You can sell stuff. I don't do eBay as much anymore, but I know Facebook Marketplace and other places I've sold old equipment that I didn't want, or old camera store, I've sold old lenses or something like that. So 2 years max. Like whenever you upgrade your phone, I upgrade sometimes my equipment. I'm looking, but I don't upgrade just to upgrade, because like I said, this camera I use for behind the scenes, but I like it a lot because it's there. And like I said, you're not going to find something that's really good under a $500 price range. I mean, I'm just being realistic now. If phones are $1,000 now, people want a cheap camera, and it's, who would have thought 10 years ago we would be paying thousands of dollars for a phone?
I know.
And now when people say that, of course we finance them when we do so, but let's be honest. Who would have thought? We're kind of embarrassed. We're like, heck, we paying all this money for an iPhone 12? We're like, what in the world? But we're here, right? So expectations. People want to spend the less, and I get it, to get the most quality. But the thing I like about this camera as well is that I can use this as a Zoom camera. You ever go on somebody's Zoom or something, and they look so clean, look so clear? You're like, how do they do this? They have an external camera like this, or they can hook up to their Zoom, or to their Facebook Live, or to their YouTube, and things like that. So I just want to tell you that. Another thing, Rosie, I want to show you. This is in my background. This is just a video light. So I'm going to put it on me real quick. And this is the LED light. I'll show you. Share my screen. And these aren't that expensive either. They're under $100, or maybe $100 some dollars. But once I put it on, it's it'll get real bright in here.
Oh wow! Yeah.
I can change it. I can change the color. What I like about it is that I can change the color. I can make it more white, and then I can make it more orange. So when I'm sitting here, and when I'm here at my desk, if I want to have it up and do some stuff like that, see, I'm way too bright now. Of course, I can turn it down, and I just make it have a mood look or something like that, So that will work with that. But I really like LED lights with a battery, and they have to have a battery on them. But I really like these lights right here. They call it newer lights. I'm going to share my screen one more time and show you.
Okay.
The kit that you can get. They call it newer lights, and they're all on Amazon. All the stuff is on Amazon. If you can take screenshots if you're watching this live stream, and you can take screenshots.
Or
Let's
they can
see,
catch the
exactly.
replay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or catch the replay. Catch the replay. So here are the exact lights I just showed you. So everything I'm showing you, you can see, look at the price. It's only $81. Okay. These are exact lights I have, Rosie.
That's
And,
reasonable.
yeah, $81 for 2 lights. And see, I purchased this. It even says that July 6th. So I purchased an $81 light. So this proof, I'm telling you what I have and I use. So I'm not spending thousands of dollars on stuff. And if you see my work, it looks, and I use this on shoots that I'm making pretty good, like professional shoots. So I'm using an $81 light. Like,
wow.
I'm not using like, a $800 light,
And
So
I'm
I'm just
bragging on
showing
you. I've seen your work and it is just excellent.
So I'm
You
showing my
telling me you
secrets.
using that? I'm like, wow. Oh my God. Yeah.
So you say we use an $81 light to get this. So remember,
exactly.
it's not the price, it's what you do with it, right?
Exactly.
It's like a chef. It's like a chef that has a $30 mixer, and I go buy the $300 mixer, and the chef is making something with a $30 mixer, and I got the $300 mixer or the air fryer or whatever, because I like air frying now. So I got this air fryer, right? and I spent all this money for this air fryer that my chef friend, she got a little, she didn't even have an air. She does. I said, how'd you make that? My air fryer. So remember about the price, it's more about what you do with it and how you do it. So the lights, the camera, the audio, I showed you some, probably all the accessories, except this little camera. It's probably under $500. The only most expensive thing is this tiny little camera here, or use your cell phone. So I showed you the $20 mic. I showed you the Rode mic that's $199, and I showed you the lights that's $81. Okay,
yeah.
So you budget that, and then the camera that you don't have to get, you can use your cell phone. Okay, but if you want to get a camera, I'm saying that you get cameras under $1,000. That's the most expensive thing that you will get.
Now, back on the lights. Now, I know we're trying to get people from the ring. So what is some of the
ring is good. The ring is not bad.
Yeah, okay.
The ring is not bad. Yeah. I'm just saying that I see so much ring lights, so many ring lights.
Yeah.
I think that it can be a little played out after a while.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. They're good. They're good because you people can put their cell phone right in the middle of them and and do their makeup tutorials and do whatever. So it's fine. It's fine. But if I could have my way, I think that I'd rather position a light. Let me tell you what's wrong with the ring light. So I love it, but the only thing, it's one direction, right on your face. When I'm setting up lights, I don't want something like just here all the time. You understand what I'm saying? I like it. I want to be able to angle a light, because when I angle a light, I can do something like, I can do something like this, and I can have a different look. The ring light, it's just going to be like boom, but it looks great. But you see how my light is different now?
Yes.
And you know what I mean? Going here, I like to be able to angle it if I want to put it up or do something else like that. So I like to have it, but I understand that people don't have space either. So I get that what people are and where people are, but like I said, the ring lights are great. But like I said, I like a light that has a battery. If the ring light has a battery, it's fine, but it's just one thing right in front of you. Say if you, and sometimes you may not have light behind you, you want to illuminate the whole room, so you want to make sure that you have that good stuff. So,
and that was going to be my next question about positioning of the lights. So I know you mentioned that you don't always have to have it in front of you, but what is the best setup? Is backlighting necessary? Side lights, front? What is the best setup?
So what I like to do, I'm going to show you a diagram real quick, and it's called we call it 3-point lighting setup, but it doesn't have to be this way. But I want to show you a quick diagram, and then once I show you this diagram, it's going to make a little bit of sense to you, hopefully.
Because I started out looking at DCTV, so I went through the whole production class. So I get it when you have to like have the light set up and all this stuff. So
So here, let me share the screen with you, and this is where and this is not now. This is more advanced, but I'm just to tell you. So what they have, this is called 3-point lighting, and a key light is a main light. So this, if I would have that here, I would have the main light. Like I have a light right here, a lamp that's on me. If I took that away, I just have a light over top of me, and then I have a backlight, a side light. If I'm standing here, and then I have something called a fill. So the key light is a main light, and then that's where the camera is right there. So 2 lights minimum. 3 is better. If you have a light overhead, let's say if you're at your house So like your light behind you, Rosie, you have a light that's behind you, a lamp. I'm quite sure. What other light? Do you have a light that's overhead of you, or
No,
where's your other
I
light?
have one in front of me. But
Okay,
yeah.
so you have one, and you don't have something over top of you, right?
No, I don't. Not directly over top of me.
Okay, and you're lit real well. So you're lit well. So and you have something, and that what you have behind you is a backlight. I have a light right over top of me. If I have a stand, a light over top of me. I have a light right here that would be called my key light. Cause see what happens when I dim that light right there. See how dark I got, and then you see the light coming from.
I
this
see
side.
it. Yes.
You see the difference. So you see, if I didn't have that light, I would not look as good. So I look better. But even though you see that shadow, so that would be my key light. So the key light is the main light that lights you.
Okay.
And then that backlight, and really you only need two. A third light is called a fill light. That would be better. So in this setup, my fill light, if I'm here, this will be my main light, and this will be my fill light, the third light. If I had this here like this, and then it would go. I'll just put it here, and then I'll have it more even. And then you see, I have a light from that side and that side. But just.
Well, what exactly are you looking for just to make sure that you are, lit and can see, especially if you start getting into the extra ones? How do you know when to dim one or
does
it get tricky at all?
No, it just depends what kind of look you're going for. I mean, like I said, you've done this, and you probably when you first started out, your lighting probably wasn't as good as it is now, correct?
No, that's true. Yeah, but I had to learn it.
And it's no shade to you. I'm just telling you that we've all started, right? Nobody came out the womb with this knowledge, right?
Yes.
You see it. You're like, you ever see somebody's video and say, man, they look really good.
Yeah.
How do I get that? You know?
Yes.
You go on Amazon and start researching, right? And so I'm showing you without going Amazon researching how to do it. So I want to say that if you could put everything up full blast, I don't know if your lights dim a lot, but if they come a full blast, or like even if this bulb, like I'll get a lower wattage bulb. If your light doesn't dim, go to Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever you go to get a lower wattage bulb. I can't see what wattage this bulb is now, but I know I don't get something that blinds me like from the front. But whatever you can get the lowest wattage, and if that doesn't work, you do a test. You see how it looks on Zoom. You see how it looks on FaceTime or WhatsApp or whatever you use to do your video calls, and you go from there. But I think the thing is knowing how close you are to the light as well. See, with your backlight is there, and if you turn it off, it's not a distraction because it illuminates your backdrop, and it works for you. I have this light here, and it's fine. It's 3 lights, and it shows my green wall. I see some stuff in my background. So as long as it's not distracting, Okay. And I think that if it's not as far from you, the further you are away, like the further I get away, you know what I mean? If I roll away from the light and things like that. So, yeah. But the key is at the end of the day, all the tech in the world can be great, and we can get caught up in a tech. But I'll always say that, let me just show you my slides that I have here, because I put this slide on purpose here. And I always say this. I said, I love it. I said, tools are good, Rosie, but content is king, right? And but engagement is queen, and it rules the house. So we know the queens in chess are the big pieces, right? So I don't play a lot of chess, but I know if you get the queen, you're done. But the queen, the king, you're done. But the queen can move everywhere, and the queen does everything on the chess piece. Like the king can move one thing at a time. So we want to make sure that when we're doing this, that we have good engagement, because we don't want any technology to hinder us, because we want our stuff to be so good that people don't even pay attention to the technology. How many live streams have we been on? How many webinars we've been on that you're really looking forward to it? I mean, I remember I was looking forward to a good friend of mine. I felt so bad for him. And then all of a sudden his internet went down or something like that. And it's an act of God. It happens, right? It happens. Or a camera that's done. I was on a live stream and I kicked my power cord by accident, and I kicked my surge protector, and my whole computer went down. So I mean, what can happen happens, right? We don't plan for it. It happens. It's probably happened to you too, Rosie, right?
I have stories too. Please believe. That's why I'm shaking my head. I'm like, it's out of your control. You just have to try to hurry up and get back into position to go live again, or move forward. Yeah.
And people hopefully are understanding, because tech issues happen, but at the end of the day, if people want your content, if you have good content and good information, they'll stick around for it. Because if you have all the fancy tools and all the fancy stuff, I mean, I've been on some when DJ D Nice, remember on Instagram, everybody knows D Nice, right?
Yeah.
When he first started out, his set didn't look as good as it looks now. Let's be honest. He was in his house. You saw his apartment. I mean, a condo. Now he got a house. You just see how he evolved, right? You see how he evolved on the come up, right? He wasn't what he had now. And like, I don't know if y'all do they still do these DJs or these versus things? They still do
I don't know. Look, we talk about content. I be hustling head down trying to make some content. I don't know what they doing.
but you can tell there was one that I watched early on during the quarantine with Teddy Riley and Babyface. I don't know if y'all saw that one. And Teddy Riley couldn't get his stuff together. Did you see?
Yeah.
And people were like, they were dragging the guy. They were like, Babyface stuff was like pristine. He was in his whole studio.
Yeah.
You could tell Teddy Riley had all this stuff.
Yes.
Right? And what happened?
Too much going on.
Yeah. Somebody said doing too much was a person.
Exactly. There you go.
So tools are good, and you can have all the fancy lights and the microphones and the singers. But if I can't get online and do my daggone thing with Babyface like Teddy Riley saw the first time, people were like, and then he will. I don't care how many live streams he will never live that down because it's out there. Because he had all this technology, and Babyface was just in the studio like.
I know. Time is money. Can we get this going?
Yeah, so that's what I want to say.
Yeah, but you said something when you was talking about D Nice that is just very important. So many people don't move because they just want everything so perfect. And you have to understand that you just need to start. Just start with what you have. Like if you have to start with your phone, before you can move to the camera or whatever, just start with what you have. And then over time, you can build upon it and make it better. Like you said, D Nice was in his condo. Now he's getting some checks. He's able to do some other things. So I just think that that's so important that people just need to move into action and figure it out later.
Yeah. And I think that's right. You will get better. I mean, I can look at my old videos, and you said your first videos you did on YouTube, and they're going to get better. They're going to get better if you just stick with it. But I know everybody wants to come out the gate with high quality productions, and I get that, and I get it. But I think that time is patience is a virtue, and we just got to have the patience to do it and then to go forward. So yeah. So that's pretty much all I have here, Rosie. I don't know if I have any other toys. And
I do have a couple more questions though. So
okay, I'm here.
Okay. So as far as developing an engagement strategy, why is that important?
Yeah, that's real important. That's a great question. I think that that we all need some type of a strategy. You have it with your team. You come very well prepared. You just don't do things willy-nilly. I think that we have to do things in the spirit of excellence. And I think that when you operate in this and your team operates in that and you're putting something out, I think we have to give it all we got. And not just that, I think that we have to be very, very direct and knowing exactly who we want to reach and why we want to reach them. Because I know a lot of people going live now. So many notifications. We got Instagram, we got Facebook, we got Clubhouse now. I don't know if you're on Clubhouse, but I'm on that now.
Yeah.
We got all these things vying for our attention, right?
Yeah.
And we could be on our phones or on this call, YouTube Live or Facebook Live or Zoom or whatever we on, like all the time. I mean, people are almost, Zoomed and virtual meetings out. Like there's not a day that goes by they're not on the virtual meeting, right? But I think that the thing to have the strategy is knowing what people want. And knowing that if you give them what they want, and they'll always come back and provide value. And I think you have to know your audience and know exactly what they want. So I've been pretty blessed and fortunate to know. I teach a lot on advertising, teach a lot on live streaming. So these are things that people want now. I was in a Clubhouse room the other day, or maybe today, or I can't remember. This lady.
You could stay on it for hours.
I don't even go on Clubhouse. Oh my God. But this lady had she's trying to go on a podcast, right? And her niche was virtual learning coach. I mean, she's like, I'm just starting out, I'm just doing this. And I'm like, all the parents probably in the room are like, oh my God, all of our kids are in virtual learning. We would need somebody who's a virtual learning coach. Because you just, you have that value because it's so everybody who has kids at least, the kids are doing some type of virtual learning. I mean, at least in 2020 they did. I mean, they were home learning. They weren't in a classroom. So whatever you have to provide value, the content calendar, what I love to have a content calendar about what you're going to do, and how you're going to do and how you're going to execute. I'm quite sure you and your team have a calendar or coming up about who you want to interview and who you want to interview.
Yes.
Because if you didn't, it would just be like, let's see, whatever.
Yeah.
And it would look like it was put together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then you show up at that stated time. So, every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern, you're going to show up. Whether it's 5 people or 5,000, you're going to show up every Thursday to make sure that you're available and people can see exactly what you've been doing. So content calendar is key for me, especially if you have a team, or even if you don't have a team, because some people don't have teams, and you just do it by yourself and you stick to it. But you need somebody to hold you accountable, because I think that's what happens. We get discouraged before we even start, and we will see other people doing stuff, and they'll say, "Oh, so and so else has a YouTube show on Thursday at 7:30. I'm not going to do it." Or so and so else is doing the same thing like Rosie do, and then they never do it. And you don't ever know. I mean, it's thousands of people that go live at a certain time. I mean, it's like back in the day. I don't know if you remember. On Thursday nights was a big TV night. At 8:00, the Cosby Show came on. Then A Different World.
Yes.
We're dating ourselves, right? But we knew that Thursday. Nowadays, we just watch shows like binge watch.
Yeah.
Right? They'll never wait until next week. But now we get a series, we binge watch it. But I just remember growing up, A Different World was my show, and The Cosby Show was my show. 8:00 on Thursday. 9:00, I don't know what I'm doing. But I knew that time, prime time. I knew Eastern time. It came on, and we were ready for both of those shows to come on. Nowadays, it's not like that, right?
Yeah.
Everything comes on anytime, and it's like overwhelming because we don't even know how to do TV ratings anymore because everybody binge watches Netflix or
on demand.
Yeah. I mean, during the quarantine, how many shows did you watch? I mean, my God, when I was stuck home in March or April or whatever month last year, I promise you, I watched a whole thing of Ozark. I can tell you like 4 or 5 shows I never watched before. I watched the whole thing through.
Yeah.
I didn't stop. So.
Yeah, I definitely want to circle back to one thing you said about people getting discouraged because other people are doing what they do. And I always give the example about anything like toothpaste. How many toothpaste companies do we have? How many people that make soap? You always just have to go out there and try. And I think people give up too soon because they don't have, I don't care. Like you said, if I got 2 people or 200 people, it really doesn't matter. It's just, most people watch, like you said, on replay. A lot of people, they're so busy. They got so many other things competing for their attention. They'll get around to you if you have great content. So it all circles back to, making sure that you have great content, you're connecting with people. And you may not even know your target audience when you first start out. You ask questions, and sometimes it falls on deaf ears, but you keep sending out those polls, and then finally you'll get there. So that's just something that is unfortunate for so many people, that they do give up way too soon.
Yeah, and I think that think about you, and you've been doing this. How long, Rosie? How long have you been doing your streams?
The go live. Well, we just started with YouTube at the top of the year, but we were doing IG before then. I wanted to make my YouTube channel a little bit stronger and have one place where people could come.
Smart. And like I said, and you're going to continue doing this entire year. So I think that it will, and people will know where to go. Because if you send people different places, they're like, oh, she was here, oh, she was there, or she was, I have a friend of mine who did an IG live TV thing for months and months and months, and she had a pretty good following with it, but then she stopped doing it, and people were like, well, where is it? And she's like, no, I didn't really know. I only had 10 people, but I was like, those 10 people were very loyal and faithful to your viewership. So just because people don't have 10,000 people, I think that we get discouraged, and you just don't know. And all it takes is one. I remember when I was, quick story, I was speaking at a conference, and I was just starting out, this was about 5 years ago, and I was a breakout speaker at this photography conference, and I was in these rooms, and they had like 50, 60 people. but only 7 people showed up in the room. I was like, oh, okay, because I wasn't well known or whatever. And then the next room, I heard everybody kikiing and laughing. It's like, man, you know. But the thing that they had in the room is that they had a video camera, and they recorded everybody's speech. And I just used it, and I spoke like it was a packed room. They know it was in the back of the room. Yeah, they didn't see the empty seats. They just saw me. And then I had that video, and that video helped me get to where I am now to go to packed rooms, because I gave it all I got with those 7 people in that room. Yeah. And I was like, I was a little discouraged when I walked in there, but I said, you know what? Let me pick myself up and let me speak to these 7 people like it's 700, because they deserve to get this content. You know, they paid for the conference. I'm getting paid to speak. So I'm, whether 7 people or 700, I'm going to give it all I got. And I think we as a society, we get enthralled by numbers, and I get it. If you don't have a certain amount of followers, or there's people look at you a certain way, and I get, I wouldn't, if I was talking about like Instagram or whatever, and I had 10 followers, people would look at me like I'm crazy. I get it, but I'm just saying that people still they can do it just because they don't have that following, and I think that's where people need to know what content. Just do it. You know, don't wait till the new year. Just do it now. You know, I mean, you know, let you know, just do it.
And I want to encourage somebody from the testimony that you said, 5 years, you said you just started, and to where you are now in 5 freaking years. Are you kidding me? That's a blessing. That is a blessing. Because just to see the type of clientele you have, and you did that in 5 years. Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and not to get too super spiritual here, but it's biblical. If you say you're faithful over a few, you'll be ruled over many, right? So you got to be faithful with what you got. Yeah. And I just know that it doesn't matter. All it takes is one person. We're in an age, Rosie, that all it takes is one person to see you, and they can amplify you. You know, there's so many people that can get discovered, that they'll be somewhere singing or in a backwood somewhere, and then somebody just do a video of, like that guy where the money resides. Look at that guy.
Yes.
I mean, come on. Where the money resides? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? I mean, jumping out of a trunk. He was just doing that to get the car salesman. I don't know what he's doing now. And I know it's viral, it'll go away. But the fact that that's happened to him off of a stupid cell phone video, whatever it was. I mean, I see them do more commercials. And when you say where the money resides, everybody knows that blue shirt and hopping out of the trunk.
Yes.
You know? So you just never know. Yeah. And that's just the sidebar. Our people are just so daggone talented. I mean,
absolutely.
We'll make $1 out of a dime in a second, you know? And I think that, and I think here's another issue, and this is not dealing with the live stream, this is dealing with more motivation. I think that I talk to a lot of people who have many talents, right? And they have this thing called the shiny new object syndrome. So they see a new camera, they want that. They see a new thing. Oh, well, I'm good at photography. Oh, I'm gonna do that. Oh, I'm good at singing. I'm gonna do that. Oh, I'm good at poetry. I'm gonna do that. No, what can you make your money doing well, first of all? And what is your passion about doing? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I know that I know I do good with photography. That's why I get hired for most of the time and video. I get that. I'm morphing into my business, into speaking, motivation, doing that. I don't get hired for that a lot, but I understand that the more I do it, the more that I will get hired for it. Okay? So I'm not getting any younger. I can't be running around all around like I used to. So I get it. So I know I'm moving my business in that direction. Right. I'm not there yet, but it's a shift. I think that people have to know where they are and know where to pivot and when to shift. And the pandemic has shown us all, including you, I'm quite sure, that we all got to make some moves.
Absolutely.
If we don't make our moves, we're gonna be broke as a joke or whatever, because we got to make moves. Yeah. And people out here making big moves during the pandemic. Trust me.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Chip. This has been, oh my God, so informative. And I'm sure the audience will, go and get some of the tools that you provided. I mean, they have no choice. You gave us links, you gave us everything. So they have no choice to go and get their little equipment lab together. So thanks again for coming on the bandwidth. And we'll see you again. Look, we're not gonna let you go. Look, we're gonna bring you back in for something.
Okay, well, hey, I appreciate it. And I'm here. You're in the DMV. Where are you located?
I live in DC actually.
Yeah, DC. So we neighbors. I'm in Maryland. I'm in Laurel. So yeah, we
Yeah. The last question: how can people follow you and support you?
Yeah. So at Chip Dizard, it's on my Instagram, on my Facebook. Just Google me. I have a website, chipdizard.com. And if they have questions, Instagram is always a good thing, but you can always use Facebook and on my website. So I have all my stuff right there. I'm pretty. If you type Google, you can find me. Unfortunately or unfortunately, so
Okay.
it's good.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. So there you go, you guys, another episode of The Bandwidth. Again, if you have found this episode helpful and you know one person that could benefit from it, make sure that you share it with them. Also, if you're not following us, please do so. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also follow us on IG. Again, thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week with another